In 1944, around the end of the end of World War II, which is a funny name again because it was actually European War, Occidental Wars, but all right, World War II. The Bretton Woods Agreement was a point where 44 nations, including like all the leading nations and including all the ones that won the war, were like, listen, it's a mess, and this is creating an economical mess. And then they had an agreement in Bretton Woods, which is the name of the Bretton Woods Accord, and they established a system through which a fixed currency exchange rate would be created using gold as the universal standard, meaning that every currency would be pegged to gold, and gold would be the reserve currency of the world, meaning that you got dollars, you got francs, you got Dutch mark, you got this and that. We all gonna put the reserves of gold somewhere, and we're gonna create an international monetary fund, IMF, FME, and then we're gonna create the World Bank, a bank for everybody. And in this bank, everybody gotta bring their gold, and you're gonna all put your gold there in the Federal Reserve in the US, and in exchange, we will give you dollars because, I mean, listen, we helped everybody win the war. We have a lot of money. We're going to help everybody. We're going to give money to everybody. So everybody bring me your gold. And in exchange, I promise to you that the dollar is going to be the reserve currency that we're going to use to trade with each other. And I'm not going to use it against everybody else. We're just going to use it because, yeah, listen, it's the one we choose, blah, 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 blah. We are the saviors of everybody. Don't worry. We have your gold. We have your gold. So good. In exchange of your gold, we give you a lot of dollars. And with these dollars, you buy oil, you buy this, you buy gas, you buy what, and they also created the euro. So I mean, they also decided that they would do the euro, and they all decided to the whole world to be part of one big economic system, right? So that's 1944. Long time ago, when all of us were not even in the balls of our dads. So that's how the US became a US global currency backed by gold. Now, the problem is the US started going to war with people, usually to take control of their resources, and they needed a lot of money for that. And because they needed a lot of money, they would print more dollars as they needed it. The problem was, you cannot, like, if let's say I have $1 million in gold, I'm supposed to only have $1 million, right? If I'm start printing more dollars because I need to fund a war, to fund the debt, to fund this, to fund that. If now I have $10 million and I still only have $1 million in gold, there's a problem. I need to first have some gold so that my money is worth the same as the gold I have. If not, if I printed $10 million and I only have $1 million in gold, then the value of the dollar is divided by 10. That's just economy. So then you have to, the more you print money, you end up having a money that instead of $1 in gold is worth $1. If you have $10 now, so $1 is actually now worth $1 in gold is actually now worth $10. So a dollar, actually the real value of a dollar is only $0.1, and this is called inflation. And at that point in the 70s, the US is printing and printing and printing, and they're printing as they need to build weapons, to do wars, to go to Vietnam, to do this. And the French send a boat. The French send a military big boat, and they arrive to New York, and they're like, yo, we want our gold back, because you guys are just abusing of the dollar. And in 1971, the President Nixon has the whole world telling him, yo, what's up? We told you that we give you all our gold, but in exchange, you are supposed to not use the dollar like crazy. You're supposed to chill. And Nixon says, fuck y'all. Nixon decided in 1971, he changed the rules, and he changed the conversion from US to gold, from US backed to nothing. And now the US is just worth the US. The US dollar is just worth, it's not backed by anything anymore. It's just backed by debt and trust that other country has with it. And listen, we already are the strongest. We already are the one that is controlling everybody. We already have the IMF and control of the SWIFT. SWIFT is a messaging system. We're not going to go in all this, but we have control of the SWIFT that permits the exchange of money between banks around the world. We have control of the IMF. We have control of the World Bank. United Nations is in New York. You guys will do as we say, and if you're not happy, you're not going to get your gold anyway. So the gold that all the countries like France, the UK, all these people, they give their gold to the US, they never got their gold back. They were like, yeah, take some more dollars. No, I want my gold. Take some dollars. So now you are starting to have people in their feelings, because all these people are like, yo, these people were supposed to be responsible, and that's why we gave you all our gold. In 1974, the year I was born, the debt of the US is spiraling out of control so much, it's going crazy, that the US Treasury, Michael Blumenthal, goes to Saudi Arabia to cut a secret deal with the OPEC. So the OPEC is all the countries in the Middle East that are creating oil, petrol. And they cut a deal so that the OPEC, which is selling oil to everybody, and we are in the middle of, the revolution. All these countries are building. They need a lot of oil. So these countries are making a ton of money. But France is trying to have the world actually use francs for global exchange. But the US goes secretly in the back of everybody. And because at that point, when you want to buy barrels of oil, let's say you want to buy $1 billion of barrels of oil for your consumption in your country. If you're France, you buy it in francs. If you are the UK, you buy it in pounds. If you are Portugal, at that time you buy it in pesos was Spain, escudos. If you China, you buy it in yuan. Everybody is buying it in their currencies, and it's fine. But the US goes in the back of everybody. And in 1944, they promised that they would not do it. They go in the back of everybody and they say, yo, Saudi Arabia, please, starting now, the price of oil will be in dollars, and nobody will buy their oil in anything than dollars. And Saudi Arabia accepts in exchange of a lot of money, some more American debt, which helps America control their debt, and which creates the world of the petrodollar, where since everybody is forced to use the dollar to buy oil and everything else in the world anyway, every time you buy oil, the US can control the flux, can know what you're doing, who's buying what, and now has more power than the rest of the world when it comes to the economic system. They just become the masters of the economical system, and they screw everybody. When I say everybody, they screw the French, they screw the European, they screw the Russians, like they screw everybody. And nobody can say nothing because they have a huge army, and they just listen. At that time, they are the one.